Hi, you guys, and welcome to Nosy Bystanders Live. I am your host, Chief Nosy Bystander, and we're back today from all the rigmarole of yesterday. All the rigmarole of yesterday. Okay, so we had a weird day yesterday. If you were anywhere on TikTok, if you don't know what was going on TikTok, don't worry about it. But we had a lot going on yesterday. We're back today to reposition ourselves and talk about some of these trending topics because, honey, the bloggers are getting dragged on Twitter as a collective, which I've never really seen before. And we're going to get into that. We're going to get into the statements by Skip Bayless from Undisputed with Shannon Sharp and his alleged heartless comments about Damar Hamlin and the NFL. And then we're going to get into all the people who has something to say to Skip Bayless. But first, before we begin, let's see who's all in the building, right? We got to see who's all here. Y'all know we got to see who's all here. It's all y'all in here. What's up, Sheree? How you doing today? Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Gemini. How you doing today? Gemini says, I'm ready for today's show. Okay. Hello, Amber. Hello, Di. Hello, Kamiko. Hello, Angela. Hello, Brenna. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Brown Delight. Brown Delight said, hey, cousins. Got my dinner for tonight's show. Ribeye steak, baked potato, and a salad. Ready to be nosy with y'all. Okay, girl, you eating good, huh? Hello, Triple Leo. Hello, Rashida. Hello, YNB. Hello, Statement 92. Hello, AC. Hello, Peanutters. Hello, Cami. Hello, April. How you doing today? Hello, Mimi. Hello, Shan. Hello, Veronica. Hello, Vapey. Vapey said pronounced Vapey. Vappy. Hello, Vappy. And the Nosy Bystanders. Hello, Brown Mama says, hi, Nosy family. Hit that like button on your way in. Don't be ignorant like your cousins on your daddy's side. Don't be like your cousins on your daddy's side, okay? Hello, Healthy Choices. How you doing today? Hello, Latoya. Hello, TT258 Juicy. I don't think I've ever seen you here, but welcome. Hello, how you doing today? Hello, Meeks. How are you? Hello, Marcy. Hello, Ezrika. How you doing today? Hello, Yvette. Hello, Sassy. Hello, Nosy by Nature. Where's Facebook at? Facebook's so late. Facebook is that cousin that be, at the family get-togethers and show up 4 hours later after half the food is gone and plated up. That's Facebook. But Facebook do come with the tea, but they just come late, I guess. But we okay. That's okay. Hello, Beavers. Hello, Tamika. Hello, Tiffany. Hello, Ray Bishop said, hey, you said, wait, we nosy. I want to know what happened on TikTok. Just a brief summary. Watch our video from yesterday. I highly encourage you to watch it because it's the read that y'all was looking for. Okay. I read somebody yesterday and I'm not proud of it, right? Because I'm not a big proud person of having to read somebody. But when somebody got to be read, somebody got to be read. And Aunt Karen had to be read because she was trying us yesterday. And I don't know why. We do our best here at the Nosy Bystanders. Although we're nosy, it doesn't mean in that proverbial sense, right? Like we just be looking around the corner, seeing what's going on. But we do mind our business. You know what I mean? We don't try to get involved in no mess. We just deliver the news. And that's just really what we do. We don't do nothing else. So when people just be trying to like accuse us of stuff or slander us, write anything in print, which is libelous slander in print, we got to correct them because we can't be having that, right? Especially not Black people attacking Black people, and for good reason, right? So like if you're going to attack a Black person, let it be for good reason, but don't just start cherry picking anecdotes out of the sky because you got an axe to grind. Like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, if I was like, just this horrible person who like mistreated people and, dogged people out and all this other stuff, like, okay, but we don't be doing that over here. So when people try to, come for us, we got to correct them. We just got to, like it's nothing I can do. I have to stand up. When someone's trying to defame my company, I have to defend it. Just like anybody, y'all would defend them dogs. Y'all be walking around with little teacup dogs in your purse. The way that y'all be defending y'all baby daddy who shouldn't be defended, I'm gonna defend my company. Okay, so I just do my best to just defend what I gotta defend. And yesterday we had to do that. So if you missed it, check out yesterday's show. It's the first 10 minutes. Just watch the first 10 minutes. Don't be ignorant. All of it, all the tea is right there. But yeah, so that's really the wrap up. It was just me defending my business, me and my partner's business. Just crazy. The internet, before we begin, but the internet is a crazy place. It is. It's like you don't know if it's coming or going. You don't know who's going to be on there. It's full of narcissists. It's full of people trying to self-aggrandize themselves. It's full of lazy people. It's full of hard workers. It's full of a little bit of a modge podge of everything. You try to just kind of enter into the internet like it's somebody's house. Don't touch nothing, don't break nothing, and move about. But it's like every time you just try to get from the front of the house to the backyard, somebody out here trying you. You know what I mean? So you're just like, dang, I ain't even broke nothing yet. And y'all just ugh. So yes. So yesterday was a hot mess, but it corrected itself. It corrected itself. It did. So if you missed yesterday's show, I highly encourage you to watch it. It's the first 10 minutes of the show. It's just kind of sums up everything. Um, yeah, it just sums up everything. Actually, you know what? Here, I'll do y'all one better. I'll play you the first 10 minutes of yesterday's show. How about that? And then y'all can leave me alone because I know y'all not gonna watch it. Hold on. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Here, we'll watch we'll watch the first 10 minutes of yesterday's show and then we'll call it a day. How about that? And then we really got to get to these stories, okay? It's me. News today, myself. Okay. We'll watch the first 10 minutes of yesterday's show. Show me the scam. So I've addressed it. Obviously, I would never show up to Aunt Karen's court. One, she's not a legal attorney. She doesn't have a Juris Doctorate degree from any accredited university. I don't even think she obtains an undergraduate degree from any university. So it's very bizarre that she would wear a robe. Yeah. The second thing is that I'm not addressing my personal finances to a bunch of homeless people across the internet. That's also weird. The last I checked, Aunt Karen was not my tax preparer. She did not work for ADP. She's definitely not my accountant, at least the last time I checked. And she definitely doesn't work for H&R Block. So the fact that she would think that I would share my personal finances with her because she's too busy begging for money on the internet and we're not, that too. Okay. So, this to Aunt Karen, if you're listening, please pre-record the first 3 minutes and 28 seconds after the introduction. One, you are slandering a Black business because you don't have any Black business of your own. Our Black business allows content creators to pitch shows to us so we can get them on television without the rigmarole of white executives. We do our best to showcase some of the best talent on our network. And most of you guys watch it because you subscribe to it every single day. Please, Karen, for your own mental health, please stop asking Black business owners to prove to you how much money they make. Not everybody uses the internet to beg for money. I certainly don't. So until you get some business of your own, kindly stay out of the business of the nosy bystanders about anything that has to do with our business, our corporation, how we're classified under the IRS, and any notion like that. Go get yourself some business of your own and stay out of my pockets. I implore you to go pocket watch yourself because that's what your real problem lies. You got a broke mindset. So you're too busy watching everyone else's money. All right, that's it. So I want to get over to Rick Bayless because that's really the first story that I wanted to talk about today. So he put out this tweet and it's still up and it has caused a whole lot of rigmarole on the internet. So if you can't see it, I'm going to read it to you. It says, nothing more important than a young man's health. That was the point of my last tweet. I'm sorry. This is not the right tweet. Let me scroll down. Where is it at? Where is it? Is it this one? Oh, he might have deleted it. Oh, he might have deleted it. He did. He deleted it. So I'll read it to you. Oh, yeah, he deleted it. Let me read it to you. So he says, yep, it's deleted. So he said, this is the tweet here. If you guys can see that, I'm going to read it to you. It says, no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the game, but why? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is critical. I'm reading it backwards, is crucial to the regular season. And then it says, to the regular season outcome. And then it says, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. Oh, he deleted that tweet now, but people ain't done dragging him because he took way too long to delete that tweet. He took way too long to delete it. And people are in a literal uproar about that. So let me pull up some of the responses because honey child. First, I want to pull up Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes put out a video and I want to watch that. But let me get to some of your comments first. This is from Jacqueline says, he's always acting like a, a gutless wonder. This is from Margaret says, Shannon Sharp gathered him. Shannon Sharp definitely gathered him. We're going to play Shannon Sharp's statement first. One second. I'm going to pause it. Let me rewind it. Let me share my screen and then let me blow it up. First of all, he's so fine. He the uncle, but he the rich uncle. Shannon Sharp, the rich uncle. Okay. He the uncle you don't mind hollering at you at the gas station. Okay. But Shannon Sharp definitely gathered Skip Bayless. Why Skip Bayless was tussling about removing it? Because it looks insensitive. Like the NFL has already decided to postpone it. So if they decided to postpone it, all Skip had to do was just internalize that. He didn't have to make that into a tweet like, "Oh, that's dumb. They shouldn't postpone it. The game is of a large magnitude." You know what I mean? But then you put the question out there like, "Why would they postpone it?" They was eating him up in them comments, honey. I have a screenshot of it. If you can see here, hold on one second. No, don't do that. If you can see here, it was liked 43,000 times. It was quote tweeted almost 80,000 times. Those are bad margins on Twitter. Okay. Those are really bad margins on Twitter. You do not want to be quote tweeted more than you're liked. If you're quote tweeted more than you're liked, people about to eat you for filth or eat you up alive and read you for filth. Okay. They were. But the celebrities didn't stop. They have been on Rick Bayless, Skip Bayless. Rick Bayless is a chef from PBS. Skip Bayless's neck for literally the entirety of the day of the internet. And I want to get to Matt Barnes' statement here.
Cooler hasn't prevailed, but I mean, I just see it's just gone too far, in my opinion. And again, Shannon's had a lot of love or does have a lot of love for Dude, but you could even see Shannon's fed up. And someone's going to end up hurting Skip because his ego, his arrogance, his disrespect has kind of always been on this level. But now I think it's going to a new level. And now he's disrespecting his co-host and Shannon. And again, someone, they've had a great working relationship over the years, but this dude Skip is all bad. And he thinks that he could say and do what he wants and there isn't going to be any repercussions. And there may not be no repercussions from his job, but someone is going to run up on Skip and hurt this man. I don't know if it's going to be in 2023 or 2024, but it's coming. But, luckily Cooler hasn't prevailed. But, I mean, I just see it's just gone too far, in my opinion. And again, Shannon's had a lot of love or does have a lot of love for Dude, but you could even see Shannon's fed up.
Skip and Rick Bayless are brothers? I had no idea. I literally had no idea. I love Rick Bayless. He has a restaurant in Chicago called Frontier Kitchen. It's so delicious. It's like Mexican. It's not even Mexican American. It's just 5-star Michelin grade Mexican food. It's so good. I had no idea they were brothers because I kept calling him Rick Bayless. And I was like, no, Steph, that's the PBS.org chef. That's not There's no relation. I didn't know that they were related. Get out of here. Get out of here. This is from Jazzy. This from Jazzy Old Lady says Skip said no one here had a problem with it, as if that was okay. That's what makes it worse, because like Shannon Sharp stated in the interview, he said they want you to explain the tweet. They wanted him to explain the tweet. So like they didn't have a problem with it, but they should have, because it was insensitive. It was insensitive, like. This is from Meeks B. Chan says, I know somebody who gonna say, WTH do you mean? A player almost passed away, right? What's up, Jacqueline? How you doing today? Hello, Bashful. How are you today? That's from St. Hudson says, side note, I forgot about PBS. Yeah, you guys, he was on PBS.org. He was on PBS.org. He got a strong lisp. He do. This from Quiva Daily says, especially since Skip has never played football a day in his life, he needs to hush. He needs to hush. For real. For real. He is fine. Shannon Sharp's a fine. He's dating Nia Long now. This from Jazzy Old Lady says, now Matt is fine, and I normally like chocolate. Y'all remember when Matt Barnes pulled up, drove, what is the song? Matt Barnes pulled up on Kanye West. Oh, it was a long time ago, but it was a long time ago. They were dating I think they were dating one of the same women, and Matt Barnes pulled up on him. Child. They're estranged brothers? I didn't know that. I did read something that says I did read something here on, right here, the Skip Bayless show. Here, I'll share my screen. It says, Skip on his relationship with his brother, Michelin star chef. I guess it is strained. They had a difficult childhood. Here says Basketball Network. Regardless of how anyone feels about Fox Sports, it's a hard stomach they endured as their childhood. Rick Bayless is still he's the cuter brother. Hands down. Rick Bayless with the mustache. He's the cuter brother. He's definitely gay, but he's the cuter brother. This from Coast Maine says, not Shannon has a heavy tongue. What? He does. He has a list. This from our Virgil says, Steph, it did take the NFL 1 hour to call the game. Well, that's normal, right? Because you don't really know what's going on. So it's going to take time to call it, right? But they did postpone it. That's all that matters. It's not like they waited a month to decide to postpone it. If they did it within a day, I feel like that's still good. You understand what I mean? Like, because it's touch and go, and it's the owners and the NFL, the commissioners and stuff. They have to hear back from the doctors and the surgeons and stuff. So they're just like, okay, and then they strategize about it. But it still only took them a day to do all that strategizing, even an hour. You understand what I mean? So like, even an hour is still pretty good. It's not like it took them weeks to do it, like normally when someone says something racist and they put out a statement and it takes them like 6 months to put out the statement, at least they postponed the game within like an hour. Does that make sense? Matt looking better these days. That's because he dropped that one girl. Remember his one ex-wife that was on Basketball Wives, and her sister, what's her name? Because he dropped her. She was a menace. She was a menace to society. What's up, Camilla? How you doing today? This is from Jeanette. Jeanette says, yeah, the game was keep going. But I think that's because they didn't know the intensity of the situation. Exactly. I don't think they knew, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they knew what was going on. And it's understandable. But again, even if they postpone the game after an hour, they still did it within 24 hours. And I think that's the only thing that matters. And it's shocking coming from the NFL. Okay, let's just be for real. Oh, yeah, he pulled up on, you mean Drake? Who's Derek? Are they twins? I don't know. Great question. But look, that's besides the point. People was dragging him all day. People dragging him all day on the internet. And for good reason. And I'm glad he deleted the tweet, because it was just causing a whole bunch of rigmarole. And like, he was just like kind of skating by it like it didn't mean anything. Delete the tweet. Good. and he needed to issue an apology, which I think he did in one of these tweets. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Yes, he did. So he says this, and let me share my screen. He says, and if you can't read it, that's okay. He says, nothing is more important than the young man's life or the young man's health. That was the point of my last tweet. I'm sorry if that was misunderstood, but his health is all that matters. Again, everything else is irrelevant. I prayed for him and I will continue to do so. That's right. But even that sounds dicey, right? Because if everything else was irrelevant, then why'd you say it? But he did apologize, did he? No, he didn't. But okay, well, that's the best you're going to get from an old middle-aged white guy. Okay. Take it or leave it in 2023. Okay. Take it or leave it. That's like the best you're going to get from a rich middle-aged white guy. Okay. So that's all we got. But I want to move on to another story. Okay. So Rick Bayless, Skip Bayless, Godspeed on their relationship. Hopefully Shannon don't pull the rest of his hair out and drink more cognac working with Skip, because I would just be mortified having to work with somebody who was that insensitive, but you get what you can take. I want to talk about this Gabrielle Union story. Now, this story is old, but we're not going to talk about the story because I could care less about this story. That's besides the point. That's besides the point. The point that we're going to be discussing is this tweet here that went a little bit got a little semi popular. I wouldn't call it viral, but it definitely got popular. And I want to see if I could find it. I think I retweeted it at some point. Hold on. I did retweet it. Here it is. So this person had tweeted this. They go by the name of Bridget Marie and says, we really need to address the cottage industry of bloggers and IG pages that employ an engagement strategy of taking quotes about a Black woman, stripping it of its nuance and context, and cashing it in for likes and clicks. They're profiting off of misogynoir, right, which is misogyny toward Black women, and transphobia. Now, the reason why this tweet was quite popular is because all of these bloggers who were discussing a very old story about Gabrielle Union kind of spread like wildfire across the internet. And I'm just going to simply pull up some of the tweets that were geared around this. Here, let me pull them up here. Because of course, all of the culprits, right? The Daily Loud, who else was it? Rap House TV. They're pretty big here on Twitter. The Neighborhood Talk, as well as the Shade Room, World Star Hip Hop. All of these, and I think Bossip as well. All of these bloggers were the Jasmine brand. Yeah. So the usual suspects, as you will, are constantly in this tailspin of constantly using these very salacious headlines to sell stories and never engaging in journalism. It's always just a quick snippet and a picture all the time, all the time. No nuance, no article, no market, no research at all, just a snippet. It's always like that. And so that tweet that I had retweeted really sealed the deal for me. These big blog machines are literally so tired. They're so tired. They're so tired. They're so played out. Like a picture and 140 characters does not make a story. It just makes a headline. Okay? It just makes a headline. It's just a headline. Nothing more, no more, nothing less. Okay? That's all that it is. That's all that it is. And it's really sad and it's really pathetic that people in our community continue to engage with garbage like this, the Jasmine brand specifically, because this is the graphic on my left-hand shoulder. And the Shade Room and the neighborhood talk and gossip and rap house TV and the Daily Loud and No Jumper and DJ Academics. I've said it once, I'm going to say it again. Y'all have to stop engaging in these publications. They are a detriment to actual journalism. They're a detriment to the Black community because they only focus on Black content and they are shaping the way that it is written. And when you engage in it, when you share it, when you comment on it, all it does is boost them in the algorithm and make people believe that these stories are relevant. What Gabrielle Union said about her ex-husband is not relevant when she has a current husband and children. It's silly. It's silly. It's literally the silliest thing I have ever read in my entire life. Hold on one second. Let me pull something up here. Okay, I'm gonna get to your comments and let me share my screen. T blogs. Yeah, correct. This from Sophia says they running the story like it's brand new. It's so old. Correct, Sophia. So old. This is from Shay says I believe any not. I'm sorry. I believe any not so nice story about Wade and Union when it came to money or clout. Now here's the thing. I don't like Gabrielle Union or Dwayne Wade. Not for their parenting skills. I don't care about that. You should raise your child however you want to raise your child. Specifically, if your child is trans and they self identify as that, you should foster a positive environment around that. That's my personal belief. Right. I believe you should foster positive environments around trans children. I don't like Dwayne Wade because of how he did his ex wife. Okay. I don't like Dwayne. I don't like Gabrielle Union because she's a homewrecker. That's it. That's all. Like, so like that. That's the only reason why I don't like them. Not their parenting. I think they're fine parents. I think that when you're disgustingly wealthy, you probably make pretty decent parents, right? Or at least the nannies you hire do. Okay. Because if you're not going to be a good parent, the one thing you could say about a celebrity is when they're bad parents, they always hire the most finest nannies. Okay. So the nannies make fantastic parents. I've seen plenty of TikToks from wealthy kids who grew up with their nannies and talk about their nannies like their nannies are, what's it called? You know, they're next best thing to sliced bread. So even rich celebrities who are garbage parents always find the best nannies. Okay. But I don't have a problem with their parenting. I could care less about the parenting. I don't like them because of how Dwayne Wade treated his ex. And they never talk about that story. They always are dragging Gabrielle Union. They will drag Dwayne Wade because he allowed his child to flourish and self-identify as a trans female. They will drag Dwayne Wade because he dyes his hair pink in solidarity. They will drag Dwayne Wade because he goes to Pride with his child. They'll drag him for everything, but they won't drag him on how he cheated on Gabrielle Union and got that woman pregnant who was on that one season of Basketball Wives. They won't talk about how he dogged his wife out, cheating on his wife with Gabrielle Union and kicking her to the curb and stealing custody from her and putting her in a mental health facility and telling the police that she was crazy, left her for broke. They don't talk about that. They don't talk. You dig up all this old stuff about Gabrielle Union's ex-husband like we care, but no one talks about the fact that Gabrielle Union was sleeping with a married man. He may not have been happily married, but he was still married. The same way that they treat Alicia Keys. That's why Alicia Keys' career fell off because whoever was married to what's her husband's name? DJ something. Whoever he was married to definitely put root on Alicia Keys' career. Listen, argue with your mama on that one. Alicia Keys' current husband, whatever his name is, DJ Swiss Beats, DJ something, Swiss Beats. Whoever Swiss Beats' first wife was, threw root on Alicia Keys' career. Tell me I'm wrong. Dwayne Wade's first wife, who he threw into the trash, he built her mother a church for because she's a pastor. Whatever prayer, whatever prayer Dwayne Wade's ex mother-in-law has sent to the high heavens is working. Because, honey, they drag Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union every chance they get. Okay, every chance they get, every chance they get. Swiss Beats ex-wife threw root on Alicia Keys' career. No, they are not. That is only optics. That's only optics, honey. She threw root on her. Because, honey, Alicia Keys never recovered. Her career never came back. Her career never came back. Oh, you can go without makeup for 10 years and talk about that I'm a new clean face, but all those products you were selling, nobody was buying. And then if you go and Google Alicia Keys singing live and you hear how her voice cracks, they done threw root on her. I just said that. They done threw root on her and her voice. They said, never again. Oh, you gonna sing a love song to my man? Okay. You think you're gonna sing a love song to my husband? Child, she didn't pull the Ursula, Ariel, Little Mermaid on her, honey. She said, you not singing sweet nothings to my man. Okay. You're not. Okay, so let me read this article from CNN. Okay, because this article, I think it sums up the controversy of what's going on with Gabrielle Union. It says that during a recent conversation on the podcast, armchair expert, what was this title? And when was this? The actress talked about her marriage to a former professional football player whom she divorced in 2006 after 5 years of marriage. Shepard mentioned feeling guilty about his past infidelities, and Union allowed that she was not getting Wife of the Year awards when it came to marriage to ex Jacksonville Jaguars player. She said, in my marriage, neither one of us felt like the marriage should get in the way of our dating, she said. A part of it was like keeping up with the activities, like, oh, that's what you're doing. You're going to feel like this. You're going to feel this one. And I just felt entitled to it as well. The inspection star says that she was paying all the bills. I was working my butt off. And I felt like that's what it comes down. That's what comes the spoils of riches. Union has been married to another former NFL player, NBA player Dwayne Wade since 2014. And she says she wishes she felt more guilt about her behavior during her first marriage. She said it was just such a stupid relationship that should have never got out of the dating phase. So her statement was this: in my first marriage, neither one of us felt like the marriage should get in the way of our dating, she said. A part of it was like keeping up with his activities, like, oh, that's what you're doing? You're going to feel this one. And I just felt entitled to do it as well. And then it says that she also says that she was paying all the bills. I was working my butt off. And I felt like that's what comes, the spoils of the riches. So that is her statement. Not that she felt entitled to cheat on him and he was just this perfect, this perfect little saint. She said that marriage was just something that locked them together, but they just felt as though they just can continue to date. They were dating other people. It's not like she was just sleeping around with men. He was also dating other women. He was probably whining and dining them, and she was whining and dining men. And then she said the way, I'm assuming this is how she meant it, the way that she rationalized it in her head is like, well, I'm paying all the bills, so to the riches belong the spoils. That's what that means. And the fact that I don't think anyone even quoted what she had said here is a shame. And that's why I don't like these large bloggers. I don't like them. I'm not comfortable with them. I don't like them. They are so notorious. They are so absolutely unequivocally notorious for just writing these smut headlines. You know what I mean? Here, let me pull up this one because I think the Shade Room posted it. Let's see. Here it is. This here. This is their title. Gabrielle Union opens up, and then let's see if they posted it. Yeah. So they posted the tweet. They said the same thing that she had said, but no nuance to it. And they said, read the rest on the shaderoom.com. No one's going to your garbage website to read that. None. Let me get some of your comments. This from Nikki Williams says, so they were married just because they wanted to look like a perfect couple? Could be. She doesn't go into further detail because I didn't listen to the entire podcast because I was never going to cover the story to begin with. But I encourage you to listen to the full podcast so you can hear what she talked about in that. Hold on, let me pull it up. Let me see. Hold on one second. Yeah, here it is. I'll put it in the chat. Here is where you can find the full podcast. And here it is right here. This is it. So you can I put it in the chat. You can listen to the full thing here. I encourage you to listen to the full thing. It doesn't say how long it is, does it? No, it's just these squiggly lines. I can only assume. Oh, it's 2 hours and 52 minutes. So if you want to listen to Gabrielle Union word vomit about her first marriage, have at it. Okay. But yeah, so this is where the original thing is. I guarantee you the Shade Room didn't listen to it. And I guarantee you no one else probably listened to it and never heard the full nuance of what it is she was trying to discuss. But the fact that they're just running with this headline like, oh, she says she cheated on her husband so because she paid all the bills. That is not what she said. That is not what she said. She said that we were both dating outside our relationship and marriage was really just that glue that kind of like held us together. And she thought, well, since I'm paying all the bills, I guess to the victor belong the spoil. So I'm gonna just do what I do. So that's where people were getting that mixed up. Like, I don't know. I just be so sick of these blogs. I just be so sick of them. So they had an open relationship. Exactly. So no one published that part of in the headline, right? That Gabrielle Union and her first husband had an open relationship and openly dated outside of that because they didn't take their marriage seriously. That's what the headline should have said. Gabrielle Union and her husband had an open relationship. That's not what this said. That's not what it said at all. It said she's a cheater and she did it because she's got bread. That's it. This is from Lavanya says Monique felt entitled to cheat because her marriage too and her financial reasons too. Monique cheated on her husband? Ooh, child, I didn't know that. This from Nikki Williams says, so they were married just because they wanted to look like a perfect couple. Correct. This is from Jazzy Old Lady said, it's not for me. This is from Coach Maine says, basically, whoever makes the most money can do what they want. Yeah, that's the latter half of it. But what Gabrielle Union said in too many words is that her marriage was an open relationship. They both dated their respective partners outside of their marriage. And then she rationalized the cheating, right? Because they probably didn't say it to each other's face like, hey, let's have an open relationship. They probably were just doing it and just got used to it. So instead of her and her partner talking about just having an open relationship but dating men and women, right? I think she's saying, I rationalize the open relationship now that it has a name to it. I rationalize it by saying, well, I pay all the bills, so I guess the victor belongs to spoils. Instead of talking to your husband and saying, hey, is this an open relationship? That's what it was. But you're not going to get that from some smut blog. Does that make sense? You're not going to get that from some smut writing blog. You just ain't, and you know it. It ain't gonna happen. Garbage websites, yeah. Shade Room's awful. It is. You said a loveless marriage. That's right. This from Calypso says, so basically what you're saying is that they're spreading around misinformation. Yeah. Half broken. That's a 2.5 hour interview. I'm sorry. That's a 3 hour this is a 3 hour sit down interview. If out of a 3 hour sit down interview, all you got was that headline, you are not doing the tail end of your research at all. You see what I mean? You can't be. There's no way I would listen to a 3-hour podcast and all I got was Gabrielle Union's a cheater and she did it because she had bread. That's not what I would have got. If that's what you got out of that interview, Shade Room, Neighborhood Talk, Boss Up, all Jasmine Brand, if that's that's the whole thing you got out of this entire interview, that tells me you did not listen to that interview. You couldn't have. You couldn't have. Because even reading that tiny snippet from CNN, the first thing I thought was she had an open marriage. I got that. How did they not get that? So they're not doing their research. They're just tacking on. I keep telling you guys this. No one can produce 25, 30, 40, 50 articles a day by themselves. And even the Shade Room and the Neighborhood Talk do not have a staff of more than 10. They don't. They're just leaning on other blogs. What do they talk about? Okay, let's post about it. What are they talking about? Okay, let's post about it. That's all they do. That's all they do. They don't actually research it. And Kyle at the Neighborhood Talk totes around that stupid political science degree at Pepperdine University like it's, his badge of honor, and still he produces this smut. That means, so what was the point of going to Pepperdine? If you can't even take the time to delegate out to one of your staffers, hey, listen to the whole interview with Gabrielle Union and tell me what you get out of it. Didn't do nothing. He always talking about the Shade Room. He shade the Shade Room more than the Shade Room shades the Shade Room. He shade them so bad, like, oh, we have journalists, but you didn't listen to this interview. You didn't. You couldn't have. You couldn't have. You could not have. You couldn't have. This is what Jazzy old lady says. Some women like to take control, and Gabrielle Union gave me that vibe, and it don't mean she's not a nice person. She's just a control freak. I don't know if this is for me or not. This from Ayana says, I remember her saying that they were on a break. They could have been on a bunch of other things. They could have been. But according to this interview, at least, she was married to him and they were together. So she could have lied to the press and said, oh, we were on a break. So it didn't look like she was a cheater, or stepping outside of her marriage. But according to this interview, she had an open relationship with her husband that maybe her and her husband didn't classify. Like what celebrities put out to you, the audience, is just optics. It doesn't necessitate what's really going on behind closed doors. This from Nene Goat says, Shade Room knows people love ratchet gossip and blows that mess up continuously. Yes, they do. The economy of gossip is so like it's so weird to me because I don't like the Shade Room. When I did that story on the Shade Room and the Potter's House and the Shade Room Potter's House connection, I didn't know that it was so like, I didn't know. Okay. I had no idea that it was like this level of bad when it comes to the way that these bloggers just splash headlines out so salacious. I had no clue. You know what I mean? And it's bad. Like that whole story with Ashley Grayson being a alleged scammer and attempting to take the lives of two people who were talking about her and one of her partners. And the fact that the Shade Room never published or talked about it is crazy to me, which tells me one or two things. It tells me this: Ashley Grayson and her husband are quite highly regarded individuals at the Potter's House if the Shade Room won't talk about you. Because her husband, whatever his name is, he works for the Potter's House in their production department. He works in their production department. So, like, if the Shade Room won't talk about you, you must be really high up there at the Potter's House, honey, because a mess. This from Cassandra says, he can say what he wants. His words were not meant to hurt anybody, but we can stop anyone from saying what they think. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I catch what you're putting down. This one, Kings Galore says, Gabby's first husband was using her money to spoil other women. We don't know that. I don't know that. Did she say that? I don't know that. I don't know that. This is from Coach Main says they fired him. That's why he shades the shade room. They did fire him. They did. They are affiliated with that church. They are. They are. Bishop T.D. Jakes, one of his sons, runs the Shade Room Teens. The owner of the Shade Room is a member of the Potter's House, and she also has a podcast with one of the pastors at the Potter's House. And I think I found 4 or 5 former Potter's House employees who now work at the Shade Room. And Shade Room only has 15 employees. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. There's only 15 of them. It's not a lot. Okay. About 15. Yeah. This is from Honey Lamore says, she was paying all the bills and he was cheating. Instead of leaving, she played tit for tat and she cheated with multiple men. That's dishonor on oneself. I guess so. I mean, she could have left. Yeah, but it's not my business because I don't care what. I mean, I just don't. I don't care to classify her as that. If I were going to cover this story, I would listen to the podcast begrudgingly. I would listen to it, and then I would just report on what she said. I wouldn't try to classify her as, oh, she was a bad wife. I wouldn't do that. I would just be like, this is what Gabrielle Union said. Here's the assessment. But I wouldn't be like, oh, I wouldn't do all of that. That's a little extra for me. The dishonor. Come on. This is from Brown Delice's Child. Ashley Grayson's side piece did an interview with Tasha K and spilled all of the beans. I'm ready for her to release that interview. He released it. It's on his Facebook page. Should go check it out. It's a good listen. This from Carla Summer says, Gabby unalived a man. Did she? No, she didn't. Did she? This one Calypso says, do you have any shade tea to allege to tell Chief on the Potter's House? Do you have any shade / tea to allege? Tell us, Chief, on the Potter's House. I got a lot of tea on the Potter's House, but I carry that clip close to me. I carry that clip extra close to me. Okay, I don't release that. I ain't releasing that out. I ain't releasing that to nobody. But I do got some heat for the bishop. I do got some heat for the bishop. I'm not gonna go toe to toe with him because he's obviously rich, but I do got some heat for the bishop. So he don't want none of this smoke. Okay. And that's nothing for the Bishop TD Jakes. I still subscribe to you, TD. I don't appreciate everybody in your family blocking me on social media except TD Jakes. You don't know. He's the only one who didn't block me, but the rest of them did. So I don't appreciate everybody blocking me on social media, but they own me. They own me, honey. They own me. They like, she got some shit. I do. Okay. I do. So they don't play with me. Don't play. Listen, don't play with it. Don't play with it. Okay. I'm not the one to play with. I know I might come on the internet looking crazy and disheveled all day, but I don't got to release all my receipts. I'm not the Shade Room looking for the next quick story. You know, I keep some of my receipts literally for my own safety. You know what I mean? I keep some of my receipts for my safety. Because honey child, I'll say this much. The stuff that was in Brandon Coleman's cell phone would knock your socks off. Knock your socks off. And it's not like it's alleged. It's not. It's there. Specifically the stuff about TD Jakes. That's the stuff I was really floored about. That's the stuff I was like, whoa, what? You know what I mean? Floored. So they don't want none of this. They don't want none of this. Don't want none of this, honey. They don't want none of this. They don't want none of this. Because I just hold on to it for my own protection and safety. I do. That's why I keep it. You know, I keep it in my back pocket and I'll just be like, don't let me unload this clip. Because honey. And I know for a fact that allegedly these burner, I get like 3 or 4 burner accounts every day DMing me randomly, asking me to send them like, oh, can you send me the voicemails Cora Jakes left in Brandon's phone? Because I have all the voicemails. Can you send me the voicemails that Cora Jakes left in Brandon's phone from random 000 burner accounts? I know that's Cora. I know it's her, honey, or at least one of the attorneys. I know it's one of them. Because why y'all keep asking me about those voicemails? You're not getting them. You're not getting them. You're not getting them. They are in the iCloud forever, safe and secured under a Apple key and a two-step authentication. You're not getting them. And I'll be like, I just replied back like, no thanks, Cora. I always say that. No thanks, Cora. No thanks, Cora. And then their account's just gone. Because here's the thing. They want to know what Cora Jakes said to Brandon during the time prior to his arrest. They want to know what she was saying to him so they could cover the spread, because they know for a fact that Cora she's the mess up of the family. She's the one who messes up all the time. She's the one who they're always got to get her out of she's always in a jam. Do you understand what I mean? She's always stuck in a jam. So they always have to cross their T's and dot their I's with her. And they didn't know. Here's the thing. They didn't know that Cora was sending Brandon all of those voicemails until I released one of them. They didn't know what she said until I released one of them. And so they're like, well, if she got one, there's got to be more. There is. There's about 8 more of them. And none of them are good. Specifically, not what she said what she was going to do to those kids. Specifically not what she said she wanted to do with those kids. And it has nothing to do with her hurting or harming them, but specifically she didn't say that, or nothing sexual of that nature. But specifically not what she said what she was going to do with them, what she said she was going to do with those kids, honey. Okay, so that's probably what they want. They're like, what did she say? It's not good. Ask Cora. You ain't gotta ask me, and quit asking me from burner accounts. Just go ask her. She's obviously not going to admit to it, but she said it. And then the big dummy turned around and texted it to him. Are you dumb? Like, dumb. Okay, so that's all I got for you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. New location. I'll be somewhere else. We're gonna be a new location tomorrow, but only for 4 days. A little tiny vacation. So we'll be back tomorrow here at the Nosy Bystanders, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, here on YouTube and Facebook. You guys smash that like button on your way out. Don't be ignorant. We're gonna be back with more stories. It's a little bit dry for the first time of the year, which is kind of nice. That it's nice and dry and slow. So send us your stories, because we're gonna be talking about all of those tomorrow. Again, smash the like button on your way out. I am your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. Thank you for joining the Nosy Bystanders. You guys have a good day. Bye-bye.